Blown off roofs, partly collapsed structures, abandoned buildings, and largely unkept surroundings showcase the state of decay at St. Mary's Science College, Edian Abak, in oil-rich Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. From a few distance away, one can see the dilapidated facilities that make up the boys' dormitory, where students and hopefully the leaders of tomorrow were being raised. That was the fate of the students until year 2018, when Cletus Upong, the assistant managing editor at the Premium Times, published his report titled "Inside the Akwa Ibom Top Science College, where students are raised in squalor like animals." The 6-part investigative series, supported through an ICIR grant sponsored by the MacArthur Foundation, exposed the decay in public schools in the oil-rich South state. It also unveiled the first-class schools children of Akwa Ibom elite attends. Following the reports, a non-governmental organization reached out to the reporter and secured a land to build a community school in one of the communities reported, while the state government promised to look into the issue. More head teachers from other schools who suffer similar fate became emboldened to demand for good governance and accountability from the state government. This is one impact among many that investigative journalists from different newsrooms across Nigeria, trained and supported by the International Center for Investigative Reporting through her donors, have made in fulfillment of her mission to promote and entrench a culture of transparency, accountability, and good governance in Nigeria through robust watchdog investigative reporting. The ICIR, a non-profit media organization committed to promoting good governance through accountability journalism, has over a decade largely impacted the media industry in Nigeria. The journey started in a friend's office apartment at number 7 Kolda Street in Wusetu, Abuja, with only a staff reporter, Ogenekewe Uchechukwu.
I am so proud to be a part of this journey. I recall joining the ICIR during its formative years in 2012. I was just fresh from school and I had just finished my youth service, looking for a place to begin my journalism career. The ICIR provided me a platform to learn on the job, to make my mistakes and to grow. So I recall that at the initial time, we had just 2 full-time staff, myself and Mr. Dayait, and then we had a couple other freelance reporters who would send their reports to us. Part of the challenges that we had at the initial time was funding, even getting the right office space. I recall we were sharing a large room with a bunch of other people doing other things. So even at the beginning, when we had all these challenges, it was very clear what the organization was about. It was very clear the goals, what it wanted to achieve.
Few months later, the center moved into another office apartment located on Paraku Street, Wusetu, Abuja. It trains and provides grants to journalists and newsrooms across the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria to carry out investigative reporting in some identified areas such as procurement process, human rights accountability and social justice, illicit financial flows and tax matters, agriculture, as well as open contracting and fact-checking.
Generally, procurement-related investigations are usually very difficult, and so journalists usually shy away from doing it. So the fact that the ICIR is looking into this is very important, because with this you're able to hold government and contractors accountable for certain projects. You're able to checkmate corruption where people have looked the other way in the past.
Well, the fact that it has been able to bring about the necessary response from necessary quarters in terms of speeding up action and bringing about necessary response, and then also forcing authorities to ensure that they follow due process in terms of responding to Freedom of Information Act and what have you. So all these necessary checks and balances to ensure that things are being done in the proper way has been brought about by the story I've done so far.
The center has also worked with partner organizations such as MacArthur Foundation, Institute of War and Peace Reporting, Ford Foundation, International Budget Partnership, OSIWA, National Endowment for Democracy, and UK-based First Draft, etc., and have executed projects in Ghana and Kenya through its donors' support.
The MacArthur Foundation is investing significantly because our work is primarily around anti-corruption and accountability. And in doing this work, I think we look at it from 4 different approaches. One is to support investigative journalism, which is the work that a number of your colleagues are doing, including ICIR.
Over the last decade, it has built investigative and data journalism capacity for over 500 journalists in newsrooms across the country and supported over 1,000 investigative projects.
And so the bulk of the work we have done, even though we have a news website, we have a newsroom, we publish our own investigative reporting, the bulk of the work we have done is to develop capacity, critical reporting capacity, accountability reporting capacity, investigative and data journalism capacity for the Nigerian media. Many of the journalists that we have trained in the past, even starting from the first cohort to which our current editor, Ajibola Amzad, belongs, several Nigerians who are doing very well, who have gone on to set up their own media organizations, who have gone on to won local and international awards, have been beneficiaries of our training programs. And we're very happy about, the pioneering work we have done in terms of developing critical reporting capacity for Nigerian journalists. Today, ICIR at 10 has done very well.
I reported about the NESU project in a community in Abuja. The community's water source was damaged, was destroyed by the NESU factory. They promised them they were going to provide them water supply that is cleaner. But after they succeeded in completing their project and setting up their factory, the people were left alone without support. And even their own water source was already contaminated. So it became very serious for those people to be able to get access to clean water. We took up that story, we reported about it, and the NESU was able to come back to fix the problem. It was a kind of story that gave us joy and made us realize that what we are doing is so important. Year in, year out, some money is allocated to that office. And we're told that the president does not have economic advisor. So we're asking the question, who is spending this money from year to year? We couldn't get a very good answer. And we took on the matter with the presidency. There was kind of a buck passing between the presidency and the vice president's office. But I can tell you that I think sometimes last year, the president eventually announced the appointment of the chief economic advisor. And that is what we have been doing in the past 10 years. And in the next 10 years, we plan to do even more greater. We're going to involve more technology in our work because technology is now beginning to take more dominance, even in Africa. And ICIR will definitely be part of the newsroom that is leading, not only in journalism, but in also technology.
Beyond training and support for media and civil societies, the center hosts and regularly engages statesmen women, and experts in national discourse aimed at addressing burning issues ranging from insecurity, economy, to misinformation.
There are decisions we took 2 or 3 decades ago which are having terrible impact on us now. We are devaluing our currency almost every week for nearly 3 decades. Industries have collapsed. In the southeast, close to 400.
With the influx of misinformation that welcomed the coronavirus pandemic in year 2020, the ICIR set up its independent fact-checking operations, the Fact Check Hub, a media technology hub launched to combat misinformation and disinformation in society. Without donor funding, the ICIR has groomed the Fact Check Hub into a robust and credible fact-checking platform with a full-fledged newsroom, an editor, and reporters, researchers, fact-checkers. Today, the Fact Check Hub is a registered member of the International Fact-Checking Network, IFCN. Behind the giant strides, the center is making a team of dedicated, young and vibrant professionals spread across its various departments.
At the International Center for Investigative Reporting, we realized that our employees are our most important resources, and as such, we invest time into the growth and well-being of our employees. At ICIR, we run an open door policy. What this means is that regardless of your position, either you are a management staff or a junior staff, you're free to come up with ideas and innovative ideas, and nobody's going to shut your ideas down. And as such, over the years, we've been able to build confident employee opportunities and trainings that we give our employees at the ICIR. After leaving ICIR, most of our employees have been able to go and lead newsrooms, even set up newsrooms of their own and win multiple awards.
The vision of the ICIR is to promote accountability and ensure good governance through effective and objective reportage. And ICIR has been doing this brilliantly over the years with partnership with newsrooms across the country. The organization strongly believes that the fight against corruption, the work towards promoting good governance, it's something that must be done in form of a collective effort. And that's why the ICIR made it a mandate to support newsrooms across the country, irrespective of the organization. So far, you have a brilliant pitch, something strong enough to hold government to account or to hold a public officer to account. Yes, the ICIR is always willing and ready to support, and the ultimate vision, the ultimate goal is to ensure that the public, gets the dividends of democracy.
Its former staff also played a critical role in shaping the vision of the center to be one of the best sustainable news organizations in Nigeria, setting the pace for journalistic excellence.
I joined when the organization was I think the best career decision I made, because prior to that, I'd worked in the print. I worked for a magazine, and then a newspaper organization, all based here in Abuja. But coming to the ICIR, this is where I caught my investigative journalism teeth, because the training I got here, I think, made me a better person and a better journalist.
ICIR is a niche newsroom that focuses on good governance, transparency, and accountability using investigative reporting. So it was at the ICIR that I was able to establish myself as a journalist who has interest in investigative reporting, and over those period of time that I was there, I was able to do quite a number of investigative reporting that were also impactful, some of which forced the government to take decisions, and some of the report also got me national awards. So I would say ICIR have created a platform for me to be able to improve myself through training, through hands-on experience in the newsroom, contact with some of the best editors across different newsrooms.
Because it was my first work as a journalist, and it was really helpful for me that I had several workshops and conferences that built my capacity to learn a lot of to learn a lot of skills: fact-checking, data journalism, investigative reporting, and so on. The use of social media for advocacy, data visualization, and the list goes on. I'm very grateful for ICIR's impact on my career.
I came here as an intern, and I spent just 1 year. Yeah, exactly, just 1 year. So when I was here, it was just like upgrading from being a campus journalist to a mainstream journalist, in the sense that I had so much of great hands from the editors and the likes. Even the CEO, I was able to get a whole lot of hands-on training and experience from them, and it helped my career. I think one of my stories that won one of the best story in West Africa, I did it when I was with the ICIR.
I'm working for the International Center for Investigative Reporting, ICIR. I mean, the 5 years I spent there was indeed a very good one for me. It was a life-defining moment for me, because International Center for Investigative Reporting gave me everything I am today. I mean, they made me who I am today. So I joined the organization in 2017 as a core member, and I came in just as a rookie, someone who doesn't know anything. Of course, I graduated as a statistics graduate from Obafemi Awolowo University. However, bringing data and journalism are two different things. But the ICIR gave me that opportunity, several trainings, and today I can say that yes, when it comes to data journalism, at least I can do one or two things to make our society better. And this is just about ICIR. One thing I love about ICIR is the passion to make people grow, to help people grow in their career, their chosen path.
And the ICIR is not relenting in grooming future media professionals, especially through its graduate internship program and weekend journalism masterclass to service the growing African media industry.
ICIR has been a wonderful platform for me. I have learned a whole lot more than I knew before, and I've been opportune to learn how to work with different platforms and not just one, as well as vast data sets, because we deal with practically all the sectors.
The center also runs a digital media platform that offers varying products and services that caters to the need of the teeming public.
We have a help desk, a data help desk. At the data help desk, any person, any journalist working on any report, irrespective of which media house, can come to the data help desk, fill in the information, and we'll try to provide the data where possible. And that thing we do at the ICIR, we have what we call the FOIA help desk, that's freedom of information. So if you as a journalist or a media house is actually working on a report that requires one information or the other from maybe an MDA or an organization, you can actually reach out to the ICIR. We offer that services free. So you reach out, you tell us what kind of information you want, and we'll provide that.
The kind of journalism that we do at the ICIR, which holds power to account, takes enormous resources. And that is why we are inviting you to support us, to enable us continue the work we are doing. To support our kind of public service journalism, kindly click the donation icon on our website www.icirnigeria.org. With your support, we can make greater impacts together towards a better society.